All right, let's dive into a problem that I swear every single growing team runs into, the dreaded helper role. We're going to break down how you can take those super vague, jack-of-all-trades positions and turn them into powerhouses of real ownership that actually drive results you can see.
You know exactly who I'm talking about, right? That person on the team who is an absolute lifesaver, but their official job is just to kind of help with everything. They're the team's Swiss Army knife, which is awesome, but when you stop and try to figure out what they truly own, well, it gets fuzzy fast.
And this right here really shows the two paths you can take. On the left, you've got the helper role. It's just a recipe for confusion, things get stuck in bottlenecks, and at the end of the day, nothing is truly owned. But look at the right side. That's where we want to be. It's all about clarity, driving actual results, and building something that can grow.
So, the big question is, how do you get from that chaotic left side to the clear, powerful right side? Well, it all comes down to one fundamental shift in how you think. We've got to stop defining roles by a simple list of duties and start defining them by the outcomes they're responsible for.
This brings us to the core concept, the secret sauce really, process ownership. A role isn't just about doing a task. It's about owning an entire process. That means they're the one who documents it, they run it day to day, and, this is key, they're always looking for ways to improve it. It's their baby, from start to finish.
Think about it this way. You're not just writing a boring job description that's going to sit in a folder somewhere. No way. You're building a living, breathing playbook. It's a guide to how your team wins, a system that anyone can step into and use to get consistent, amazing results. That's how you build a championship team.
Okay, so we get the idea in theory, but what's the actual payoff? Why should you really care about doing all this? Let's get into why this is such a game changer for your team's effectiveness.
The benefits are just huge. I mean, all of a sudden, the guesswork is gone. You exactly know who's responsible for keeping a system running smoothly. It becomes super easy to assign projects to make things better. Training new people? A total breeze. But the grand prize, the thing we're all after, is that you create outcomes you can scale and repeat over and over again.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Roles that help with everything own nothing. They're just a temporary fix, but roles that own processes, they are the literal engine of your business. The things that create those scalable and repeatable results we're talking about. So, you're probably on board with the why at this point. Now for the really fun part, the how. Let's walk through the actual blueprint for building this playbook for your team, and trust me, it's way more straightforward than you might think.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you take this big idea and actually make it real for a role in your company? Let's break it down into simple, actionable steps.
Honestly, it all comes down to these 4 things for every single process that someone owns. You need a simple name, a quick description, a clear and measurable picture of what success looks like, and a concrete definition of done. That's it. That's the recipe.
And here's where the rubber meets the road. Let's take a common example, client onboarding. The name is simple, the description tells you exactly what it covers. Now, success looks like, this is where you set a high measurable bar, like onboarding within 14 days. And finally, done looks like, gives everyone that crystal clear finish line to aim for. No ambiguity.
Okay, so let's say you've done all this. You've used the 4-step blueprint to map out the processes for a role. How do you know if you've really created true ownership? Well, there's one last, super powerful test you can use.
True accountability is black and white. There is absolutely no gray area. It means it is 100% clear that the person in that role is responsible, and not just for doing the work, but for the results of that work and for constantly making the process even better.
And this is the final thought I really want to leave you with. This is the ultimate question to ask for every single important process in your organization. Can you point to one person without any hesitation and say, if this breaks, it is on them to fix it? When you can honestly say yes to that for all your core processes, that's when you know you've built a team that truly deeply owns its results.